Hola amigos, hola amigas, welcome, bienvenido, croeso y salam, welcome to the channel y'all, Feliz Navidad, Nadolig Llawyn, I remembered it again. So today I got this little wireless speaker to show you. I've seen these on TikTok in various sizes, and it's a wireless speaker, but it's in stereo, so they fit together with like a magnetic, and then you can pull them apart and then you can have stereo sound, or you can keep it together as a single portable wireless stereo speaker. So these are all over TikTok and all over social media, so I thought I'll get it so that you don't have to if they're any good. So I paid around £20 for this one, and it arrived from the TikTok shop. So I was like, really good. And I picked kind of like a yellow color. And on the box, it describes it as yellowish and green. So it's a yellowish and green speaker. So let's take it out of its wrappings, because there was a big label on it. So this one is kind of like half yellow, half green. True wireless stereo, Z-Lot M5 wireless speaker. Wireless versions. When both devices are powered on and within 1 meter of each other, they will automatically interconnect. Oh, okay. So they do act as kind of like totally separate speakers, or if they're close by or together, then they make one speaker. The first thing I will say is the box was quite heavy. I was quite surprised at the weight of it. So that does give me some kind of promise, with it being quite a nice weight, rather than just like one of those light plastic things. All right, let's take it out of the box. Ooh. We have the speaker itself. We have 2 lanyards, one yellow, one green, 2 USB-C charging cables, and the instruction booklet in many different languages. So if we reveal it, oh wow, that's quite nice. And then there's the best part of it comes apart. So you can have them as 2 separate stereo speakers, or 2 completely individual speakers, and they're magnetic. So that's good because, for example, you can, that's metal, but it's not sticking to it. I need something that's metal. Metal. Okay. Anyway, they are magnetic, as you can see. They stick together pretty well. So that's quite a sturdy kind of stick together. They both have on the front, they have speakers, and it looks like they have little tweeters at the back by the look of it. So first of all, I'm going to put the lanyards on, and you put the lanyards on through here, but because I'm going to be quirky, I'm going to put the green lanyard on the yellow. And this is going to be a nightmare to try and get this lanyard. So how are you going to get that lanyard through there? Right, so each one of them, let me get you guys closer so we can have a look. Okay, so underneath both of them, they have these rubberized ports. They both have the USB-C connectors. They both have separate jacks, and they also have these ports here for putting in mini SD cards, so you can play music through mini SD cards. We have the power button. I don't know what the M is for. And then we have these buttons on the top. Does that fit in? That one. It's a bit hard. Why are you not sticking in? That one clips in nicely. That one isn't, for some reason. I don't know why. It fits into the USB-C port, but it's not doing it really well. Oh, there we go. Okay, bit of fiddling, but it did it. Right, first thing I need to do, I do like the color of it. Really nice. I'm going to have a quick look at the instructions. Strangely enough, it does not have the instructions in English. Oh, yes, it does. Right, those instructions are confusing. Right, okay, so the English is actually in this part. Right, so those are the connectors, on, off. These are the on-off buttons. Mode, wireless, card, auxiliary. Right, so let's turn them both on. Let's see if they have any power. Okay, so they're both on. How do you check the mode? When there's no... Oh, they have RGB LED lights there at the top that change color, which is quite nice. So we have play, pause, volume up and down. Right, okay. So I've got my little film-in phone here. So if I go into settings, Bluetooth, Zealot, yeah, it's coming up here, Zealot, and it's connected. And let's go into something.
Typical consumer, at least $1,000 off the price of a new car, and we think substantially more than that.
Current standards require car makers to hit about 50 miles per gallon across their 2031 models. The proposed changes would reduce that figure to around 34.5 miles per gallon. Executives from Detroit's major car makers were at the White House for the announcement, including Ford CEO Jim Farley. Praised the move.
So we can turn the volume down on this, and it turns the volume down on both of them.
To invest in affordable vehicles made in the US, which we will take the lead on and will allow us.
Don't want to hear that bullshit. Right, so there we go. So that's when they're separate. They both have different lights. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with them. What I need to do now is listen to some music, which is not going to cause me issues. Right, so they do sound very good. You can adjust the equalizer on it using your app on your phone, so you could do it that way. You do have to kind of remember that the speakers are kind of like mirrored, so when you put them together you'll have one speaker up and one speaker kind of facing down, so you'll have to twist them so they both like that, so that you can get stereo sound. So you have to be quite aware of where the speakers are. Of course, when you got them separate, that's fine. The lights change color with the sound of the music. It's got quite a nice little bass to it. I really do like these speakers a lot. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to, first of all, turn them off. Is it just one? No, you have to hold it. You have to hold it. Have I just turned them on or turned them off? Oh, that's just play and pause. What am I on about? The off buttons are there, the back. Yeah, one single button to turn off. That's change color. Why? Hold them. Okay, right. So you hold on to the buttons to turn them off, then to turn them on, you have to hold them together. They make a sound. What happens if I just turn one off? Oh, they both turn off. All right, okay, so that's just one of them on. Let's try that again with just one speaker. Why is that not connecting? Oh, there we go, connected. Sounds all right. But they definitely do sound better when they're in a pair. But that's not bad, so let's just turn them off by holding the buttons. Sound and off. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these on charge. I am going to use them for a little bit and then come back to you with the conclusion, because everything out of a box, everything out of a new broom sweeps clean kind of thing. So the only true way is if I test them and use them for a little while and then come back to you, and then I can give you my opinion on what they think. So I'm going to go and put these on charge and I'll be back in a bit. Okay guys, so I've had these on now for on and off, using them all day. I was watching some stuff on Netflix, listening to some music and some YouTube videos and things like that. And they are really not that bad for what they are. The bass on them isn't amazing. I did change the EQ on my phone. I did change the EQ on my phone for them. So I thought, what I thought was sort of like the headphone jack. That's the, and it says on there, auxiliary. So there is no headphone jack for them. When I plugged it in, it didn't work, but it is for an auxiliary output. So that is fine. I like the colors of them. I like the fact that they're sort of like two separate speakers. They do work really well as a stereo pair. Yeah, I'm really chuffed with these. I'm going to be using these upstairs in my bathroom. Getting these cords on was a bit of a nightmare. I had to use a pick and a tongs, but I got them through in the end without doing any damage whatsoever. You'd be very proud. And yeah, I can't wait to use these more. So I don't know, maybe some point in the future you'll see another video on them. But I just like the fact that they can stick together magnetically. It would be good if they kind of sort of like clicked into place. But it doesn't really matter. It's quite a strong magnet, but do be careful if you pick it up quick. It could fall off. So try and use both straps like that as well. And also to remember that if you are going to use them, to twist them around so the speakers are actually sort of like both speakers are facing out rather than facing in ways, because they're mirror images of each other. Anyway, so there are many different sizes of these that I've seen on TikTok and some other social medias. Like I said, small speakers, quite a nice weight to them, sound pretty good. They're not amazing, they're not Bose, but for what they were in price and the novelty of having the two speakers as one, I really do think it's worth getting them. So yeah, I'm not going to be providing any links because I bought these myself. I don't get anything for them if you buy them, but I quite like them. So there we go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, enjoy.